This is Paul. Yeah, I'm sitting here on the street. I didn't get any emails last night. I didn't get any emails this morning. So I'm kind of wondering what the problem is. Um, I'm planning on going to breakfast here in a little while, but I'm a little concerned that the Gmail servers weren't working last night. For some reason, I wasn't able to send any emails through the Gmail servers. And then I noticed my Yahoo account had received approximately 437 emails. But my Outlook account, my Hotmail account said I only sent 336 emails. So now I know to a lot of those in law enforcement that have a conflict of interest, they really are trying to keep themselves out of prison. You would think the least effective way to do that would be the refusal to enforce the laws of the United States. You know, when you enforce the laws, when you actually say, well, you know what, it's against the law to hack a guy's desktop or hack his email accounts or obstruct his emails. It might have been a lot easier if you just enforced the laws of the United States. Now, I'm not trying to tell law enforcement how to do their jobs. I'm sure they're going to have a really good reason when they defend themselves in court for not enforcing the laws of the United States. They used to say, well, you can tell it to the judge, and then I would say, well, you can tell it to your defense attorney when he defends you in a jury trial for refusing to enforce the laws of the United States. Now, when you start talking attorneys this early in the morning, having not even eaten breakfast yet, pow, 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 I'm being obstructed from getting any sort of emails from attorneys that might want to represent me. I sent some emails to 3 or 4 associates. Those are new attorneys, those that have just became professional, just joined the bar in the last 7 years. Quite often, a young attorney doesn't have the experience, the decades of experience of a partner or one of these that are of counsel of a law firm. A lot of people ask me, well, why is it that you keep emailing all these women associates that have just been employed in legal firms? I mean, you would think I would want the more experienced attorneys, the ones that have been there 30, 40 years. You know, when it applies to the law, there are things that happen over the decades to an individual that they really have lost the perspective of what the law says. Now, when I am able to set up my office, I call it office number 3, and then I have what's known as the boutique, and I work with probably thousands of women that had just joined the bar in the last 7 years, and a lot of them are younger. They're in their 20s, maybe early 30s, and not all of them are married or have any kids. And they went to law school and they got a law degree, and they had to join a bar as a condition to be employed in one of these larger law firms. And they don't know all the ins and outs of the legal profession. I would think that a lot of them would just read the law. You know, what if they were simple lawsuits instead of these complex lawsuits that so many of the firm's partners just love because of the number of hours that they get to charge for a complex lawsuit? Now, let's say I send an email. Yeah, there was supposedly 437 email addresses in that email last night at 12:42. Pow, 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 pow. I wake up this morning and there's only 386. Now, when you start talking about the complexities of the law, proving to a jury of my peers that somewhere along the line somebody removed 50 email addresses, is a very complex lawsuit. Now, when I go to suing law enforcement for refusing to enforce cyber crimes, one of these new attorneys, these new women that I had just emailed last night, one of them was in fact, they were all very attractive. And I'm like, well, okay, how are we going to sue Clallam County today for refusing to enforce the laws of the United States? I try to keep my lawsuits simple. I work with those that are recent graduates that had just joined the bar in the last 7 years that don't have decades and decades of experiences of firms, partners. You've got to be careful of having too complex of a lawsuit. When you're looking to get damages equal to the total amount and value of all the assets of Clallam County, you want your lawsuits to be as simple as possible.